Right now at noon, SSM Health is moving forward with plans to build a new clinic on the south side. And a House committee is working to set the rules for tomorrow's impeachment vote. A preview on where lawmakers stand.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter, filling in for Mark Kane, who's on vacation this week. A cool and cloudy start to this Tuesday. Meteorologist Chris Reese is here now with your first alert forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Josh, it's right. We continue to track the clouds as we move into the afternoon as well. This is associated with an Arctic front that's moving on down here. Now, I do think we might see at least some peaks of sunshine at times, but generally it is a blanket of cloud cover moving in. That's what we're looking at outside right now. Thankfully, it's a thin blanket of cloud cover, but that's how it is typically around this time of the year. Cloudy. Our temperature 26 degrees right now. Wind chills are down into the upper teens. You go down towards Janesville, we're at 28, 29 for Kenosha and Milwaukee. We should top out right around 29 for those highs today, which is very seasonable. But then we do get colder as we move into tonight with that Arctic front moving in. So expect sub-zero wind chills by tomorrow morning. And then we dry out and we turn a little bit milder as well. We're going to talk about that extended forecast in a few minutes as well.
Good to see a little sunshine out there, though.
We need to soak it up for sure.
All right, Chris. Thank you. New at noon, SSM Health is taking the first steps to start construction on the replacement of its 60-year-old clinic on Fish Hatchery Road. The new site just north of the existing clinic would be a 5-story building offering primary care services as well as specialty programs that were removed from South Madison years ago. SSM is filing a land use application with the city and hopes to break ground in the spring. Right now, Madison police are investigating a pair of home burglaries that happened at the same time on the city's north side. Officers say a homeowner on Comanche Way near the Cherokee Marsh saw one of the burglars around 2 a.m. and chased him back to a black SUV. At the same time, another burglar was stealing a neighbor's car. Police say that neighbor's car was left unlocked and the burglars gained access to the home using the garage door opener. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner has identified the man fatally shot by police Sunday night. 23-year-old Keen Walker was shot after being pulled over for reckless driving. Police say he fired at officers after a short pursuit and later died at the hospital. Police say a gun was recovered from the scene. The 3 officers involved in that shooting are on leave while the incident is under investigation. A Milwaukee father is speaking out after his 1-year-old daughter was burned in scalding hot bath water. Anthony Wilson says a smile from his daughter Kelsey is rare these days. She cries every time she tries to walk. She needed surgery to treat the secondhand burns on her back, legs, and torso. Kelsey's mom had left her in the care of her boyfriend, and according to a criminal complaint, 27-year-old Akeem Saigo put her in the bathtub, then went downstairs to do laundry. He claims he didn't do it on purpose. Kelsey's father says he wants justice to be served.
I honestly want parents to be aware, you should definitely be aware of who you have around your kids. Don't put anything past anybody.
Officials say the 1-year-old has a high risk of permanent scarring. Sago has been charged with 1 count of neglecting a child causing great bodily harm. The House Rules Committee is meeting today to set the guidelines for tomorrow's impeachment votes by the full House. Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
The House Rules Committee began the process of hashing out the details for how the full House will consider the 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump tomorrow.
It's unfortunate that we have to be here today. But the actions of the President of the United States make that necessary.
The president is facing 2 charges, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Democrats say the president pressured Ukraine to announce an investigation into his political rival Joe Biden and then blocked White House officials from complying with the House inquiry. Republicans call the process a partisan sham.
The Democrats' impeachment inquiry has been flawed and partisan from day one.
The Rules Committee will decide how long the floor debate should last and whether amendments will be allowed. This is the final step before House members, including Democrats in vulnerable swing districts, will go on the record with their vote on impeachment.
What the president did was wrong. I will vote yes. I will be voting yes on obstruction of Congress.
Minnesota's Colin Peterson is one of at least 2 Democrats expected to vote no.
Well, the president has not committed a crime.
But House Democrats are expected to have enough votes for impeachment, sending the matter to the Senate for a trial. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer wants to call new witnesses. Today, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell weighed in on that request.
He favors live witnesses so strongly this time before the Senate even has articles in hand.
McConnell has said a Senate trial will be the first order of business in the new year. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
In the tweet, the president once again denied he did anything wrong. A judge has sentenced former Trump campaign official Rick Gates to 45 days in jail on counts of conspiracy and lying to federal investigators. The one-time business partner of Paul Manafort, Gates got a much lighter sentence than the maximum 10 years in prison for those charges. He agreed to cooperate with the Russia probe and became a star witness in a high-profile trials of Manafort and Roger Stone. Gates also has to pay a fine of $20,000 a month for 20 months and complete 300 hours of community service. Right now, New York City police are searching for a second suspect in the murder of Bernard freshman Tessa Majors. The 14-year-old was brought in for questioning by a family member when he ran from the car. The 13-year-old is already in custody. Police say he told a detective he and 2 friends went to a New York City park Wednesday night to rob someone and watched his 2 friends stab and choke Majors. Pope Francis has issued a declaration to lift Vatican secrecy rules for sex abuse cases. The Vatican made the announcement today on Pope Francis's 83rd birthday. The move will allow the Catholic Church to provide documents related to sex abuse cases to authorities. This is already common in many countries, but it's not yet universal practice. New at noon, Google is unveiling its version of iMessage to Android. Android users now have access to messaging over Wi-Fi connections and modern texting features like read receipts and typing bubbles. The update allows users to send and receive high-resolution images, GIFs, and videos, and also name group chats. These features will only work between Android users because Apple has a different operating system. Local businesses are asking you to think small when finishing up your holiday shopping list.
There are things that they can do that Amazon can't do. Customer service is one of them, where they really excel in customer service and the personal service that they can provide people when they walk in the door. And then there's also the shipping issue. You know, when you receive something from Target or Amazon in the mail, it comes in a big old box, and sometimes there's a very small item inside a big box.
According to a retail economics study, when you spend $100 at a locally owned business, $68 will stay in the community. When you spend the same amount at a national chain, only $43 stays here. And another thing to consider, Amazon doesn't pay any local taxes. It's the local businesses that pay for local police, fire, and teachers. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today in the Test Kitchen, we'll show you how easy it is to create a tasty and beautiful Christmas tree that'll win you rave reviews. One of the things I love most about the holidays is seeing all the creative and tasty desserts that everyone comes up with. If you're looking for a perfect dessert to serve at your next party, or if you just need something sweet to share with a friend or coworker, then you're gonna love the decadent brownies that we're whipping up today. Just so you know, this looks special enough that it can double as a centerpiece. Here we have a boxed brownie mix that we baked in a 9x13 pan lined with foil. After it cooled, we popped it in the freezer for a few minutes to firm up. Now, we flip it out of the pan, remove the foil, and make 2 diagonal cuts starting at the top. This gets us our traditional Christmas tree shape. For the 2 side pieces, we place them together on a platter, like this, creating another brownie Christmas tree that's the exact same size. We frost this with some canned frosting that we dressed up by adding some mint extract and food coloring. Now, we place the other triangle on top, trim the edges, and frost the whole thing with the rest of the icing. After decorating our tree with all sorts of edible holiday candies and ornaments, it's ready to show off. Not only is it easy to make, but it makes you look like some fancy pastry chef. To get the recipe for our Christmas tree brownie, all you need to do is go online. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tremendously sweet way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, cool and cloudy so far today, but meteorologist Chris Reese says we can expect some sunshine later this afternoon. His first alert forecast is straight ahead on News 3 Now at noon. The 737 MAX saga is expected to continue well into 2020, and we're learning more about the U.S. cities that value charitable deeds over dollars. Diane King-Hall has today's Money Watch.
Another airline is extending cancellations of flights using Boeing's troubled MAX 737 jets until April. Southwest says it is yanking about 300 flights a day from its weekday schedule through April 13th. Southwest is following in the footsteps of American Airlines and canceling hundreds of flights through April. Groundbreaking on new homes rose in November. According to the Commerce Department, housing starts increased 3.2% last month. That was more than expected. And building permits, which indicate future construction, shot up to a 12.5-year high. Target has planned for last-minute shoppers now through Monday, December 23rd. Most stores will be open from 7 a.m. until midnight. On Christmas Eve, many locations will stay open until 10 p.m. Customers can also place online orders for same-day delivery during normal business hours through December 24th. And while Americans across the country donated more than $427 billion last year, a recent WillaHub study sought to find the most caring U.S. cities. Virginia Beach topped the list. Madison, Wisconsin was the runner-up, followed by Pittsburgh. The rankings were based on several factors, including shelter provided for homeless people and hours residents spent volunteering. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Let's take a look at Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow is up almost 68 points. NASDAQ gains 2 points, and S&P 500 is up about a 3. Q106 Farm Director Pam Bianchi is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Meteorologist Chris Reese is here now. And Chris, you're still dreaming of a white Christmas. It looks like you're going to have to keep dreaming.
Yeah, I was going to say it's likely going to be a dream, but I want to do a little throwback to Christmas last year. My friend Stephen Miller sent me this picture Christmas morning. I, of course, was not here, but there was at least a little bit of snow. And as we look back through the last 10 years, I'll tell you what, 6 out of the past 10 years have had an official white Christmas. That means you had 1 inch of snow or more on the ground at Christmas morning. 8 of the past 10 years had some sort of snow. And I was just telling Josh before we came out to weather that out of the past 30 years, there were only 6 that didn't have any kind of snow on the ground when it came to Christmas. I think this year is going to be another, but we may see a few flakes as we head into tonight. This is because we have an Arctic front that is on the move. We have some truly cold air that is behind that. And when you get air that's that cold, it tries to squeeze out as much moisture out of the air as it can. So that's the reason I think we'll see some flurries as this begins to approach us later on this afternoon and evening. In the meantime, we are dry. There are some flurries showing up as you work your way up towards Fond du Lac and then over towards Manitowoc. But for the most part, we are just cloudy as you begin to look outside. Here in Dane County, Waunakee's cloudy, same for Fitchburg. You work your way towards Cottage Grove. We are seeing the cloud cover there as well. A little bit more sunshine has shown up in Janesville, but it's still filtered, so you're still seeing that cloud cover. Here's a live look outside right now from our station camera. Temperature-wise, we do sit at 26. Winds are calm. That's good news, because the wind chill is going to be something that we have to talk about tomorrow morning. 28 in Janesville right now, Lone Rock at 24. Let's put things into motion now and show you the timing of this front and how temperatures begin to drop behind it. 7:30, check the clock. Temperatures are at 23 degrees. We begin to see the northwesterly wind showing up back across northern and central Wisconsin. Once that front pushes through, we drop 10 degrees in about 5 hours. So by midnight, we'll see those temperatures right around 13. By the time we wake up on Wednesday morning, temperatures will be around 5. Now, we do recover somewhat as we move into Wednesday. I think we'll see more cloud cover coming in Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures top out around 18, but the wind chill when you head out the door tomorrow morning, that's going to be as much as 5 to 10 degrees below zero. So again, bundle up. Heated jackets are a thing, by the way. That might be something you need if you're going to be headed out to the bus stop tomorrow morning. Here's the cold air that's associated with the big chill that we're going to see. Watch what happens beyond that. As we move further in the week, closer towards Christmas, we get in on a pretty big time warm up, and I think that is the Christmas treat this year for a large part of the country. We won't get cold again until after Christmas as colder air moves into the western part of the country. But folks, look for above normal temperatures all the way through late December. And when I say above normal, I'm talking perhaps some mid-40s. By next Monday, we could see highs right around 45. We get a little bit cooler as we begin to approach Christmas. By Wednesday, temperatures will at least be into the 30s for those highs. But in general, folks, look for those temperatures to be on the milder side and drier side as well. Plenty of dry weather other than the flurries tonight in this forecast. That next chance for precipitation, oddly enough, comes in the form of flurries on Christmas, and with the chance of a mix the day after.
I keep wearing these snowman ties just for you.
Thank you.
Like hoping...
I really appreciate that.
Just for you.
Christmas miracles are a thing. We'll see what I wake up to.
Keep dreaming, Chris.
I know, right?
Thank you. Still ahead for us, one couple is celebrating a big milestone this year, one that's landed them in the Guinness World Record book. Keep watching News 3 Now at noon. Right now, the world's oldest couple is celebrating their 80th wedding anniversary. Their wedding day was months after the start of the Second World War, and as Harley Tamplin reports, they're still looking toward the future.
He had a little roadster, and he would come by my home, pick me up every morning and take me to my class.
That's Charlotte Henderson talking about her husband, John.
We met in 1934, and 5 years later, we were married. So we've been married since.
Today, their marriage is one for the record books. The Guinness World Records, to be precise. They're the oldest married couple in the world.
How does it feel to know that you're the record holder?
Overwhelming. Actually, we never thought anything like this could come true.
John's no stranger to titles, though. He's also the oldest living former Longhorns football player.
The game today is so different from what it was when I played.
That's back when players wore leather helmets.
Not like these hard hats that they wear today.
He actually got one of those hard hats, courtesy former UT football coach Mac Brown.
With my number on the side, 25.
That's just one memory of 106 years worth of memories. 80 spent married to Charlotte. And after all that time, here's what they've come to believe.
Take every day in stride. Try to make tomorrow a better day than today.
At 105 and 106 respectively, Charlotte and John will officially celebrate their 80th wedding anniversary on December 22nd. And now Chris is here with the final check of the forecast. Chris?
Hey, we'll see some clouds and some flurries as we move through the evening. This is an Arctic cold front, so by the time we move into tomorrow morning, look for temperatures right around 5, wind chills as much as 5 to 10 below zero. We'll see a high of 18 for your Wednesday. Then we are warming on up just in time for Christmas. 40s by Friday through the weekend, 45 on Monday, upper 30s through the Christmas holiday. We'll see a chance of a mix as we move towards next Thursday, along with the chance of some flurries Christmas afternoon.
All right, Chris, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow morning on News for Now this morning. But in the meantime, make it a great afternoon. And Danica and Susan will be back for you on Live at 4.